yes, tonight it's gonna be a little bit of an unboxing. Just a little unboxing. Just a little bit of one. Okay? Just slightly a little bit of unboxing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna be taking a look at oh, oh, at this. At this. Yes, that is right. Now, of course the camera is gonna be like, no. So the DualSense Edge. DualSense Edge, yeah. I got my hands on one finally. It's been like 2 years, no, a year. It's been 1 year. I made a video talking about how, basically made a blueprint video, like explain like how Sony should make something like this. And finally, a year later, I am finally now getting hands on with one because the black controller totally died. This one is the one that came with the console. So we are going to be test running brand new, the newest, well, yeah, technically the newest and most fanciest controller that there is. Like, I mean, how do you make the best controller on the market better? You add back pedals, and a whole bunch of functionality to it. So, oh wow. So normally you just pull it out of the box. This one is like, oh. So it's coming in a hard case. It's a zippy case. To make sure, okay, so you got a keychain thing on it. Two zippies. It's a very thick braided cable that comes with it. Yeah, it was weird. I was having, for some reason, if I plugged the controller into the back port on the PlayStation, it doesn't charge the controller. Like I thought I had two controllers dying out because of battery issues, and it was literally just the USB was not charging. It was kind of a weird thing. I don't know why, but it just because I had it plugged in the back, so I could plug in VR. No, what was it? No, steering wheel and pedals into the front when I was doing Gran Turismo stuff, and yeah, it just wouldn't charge. Okay, so okay, all right. So here is comes with a little padding on the front. Oh, okay. So we're that's kind of cool too. It's got the black buttons instead of the see-through ones. Oh wow, yeah. It's like it's got the triggers have a little more extra grip on them and everything. I wonder if this is like how. Yeah, everything's got more a little extra grip. It's definitely it makes it feel like it is definitely more premium. Um, okay, so then you got that where you can pop the analog sticks out. Yeah, so pretty much you okay. There's a little release button, so you hit that, and I think this. So the front panel, hopefully it'll let it do it, but the front panel is actually a gloss finish instead of like the regular plastic piece. So it feels like it's a little more extra. Um, so again, you got the two buttons on the bottom that does like macro keys that you can do that. Okay, they're a little clicky, so they're not like you don't push them all the way down. The triggers have extra grip on them too. Okay, so that's where the extra input buttons. Do I want flippers or do I want? Oh, okay. It just plugs in. Oh, okay. So I just put the little teeny tiny flippers on there, and it's you can kind of just hit it with your ring finger right there. I'm thinking the other ones would probably be for or your sorry, middle finger. The ring finger probably for the other ones. And all they do is they just slide in. It feels like magnet wise, or okay. So once they're no, it's not magnet. Once they're locked in, they're locked in. All right, so a little flipper, just like so. This is like the Xbox flippers. Put one of those in. should be the right way. Very small pieces, but um okay, so I got the flipper on this side, I got the little flap on that side. Little clicky buttons. It's a little I would say if you have like a battle beaver with the little buttons down here, I think it's probably that same thing, except for I think the battle beavers might be macros. It's more like just it's actually it kind of it hmm, it's not quite the mouse click, but it's similar to that. It's just a little um I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. I feel like the little flapper is kind of like right there, so I can just slap it. And this one is like it's kind of letting it so my fingers can rest. Um, I can feel it though. As soon as I grip on the controller, I'm I'm accidentally clicking it. Like these. Yeah, I think I might actually go with the flipper or the flap. Funny enough, I thought for sure I'd be going back to the flippers, just like my old Xbox controller. That works, but so the dome pieces, okay. The dome pieces actually have a nice little grip on them, so they're not like PS3 dome sticks. That's what I was like. Like usually dome sticks are kind of like PS3 dome sticks where you can kind of slide off them a little bit. Never liked those. Never liked the dome ones. Um, but no, these ones actually have a decent amount of grip. Like I'm running my thumb over it, and it's actually I can feel the grip kicking in. I'm gonna put the little, all right, two little flappers on the back for the L3R3. Um, going to plug it in. First, it lights up orange, just like a regular controller. All right, hit the button, and here we go into the Edge wireless controller device driver. Okay, yep. So we're going to do a quick controller software update. Let that run through. So again, inside the case, it's not wireless or anything, but inside the case you get all your little pieces in there, and then the controller can sit in there nice and firm. There's a part of me that really wants to like set this so every time I put down the controller, I can just go put it in there. All right, there we go. So it looked like you had to use the little locking mechanism on the USB. You don't have to. It's just there if you do want to use it. So I guess if your USB cable starts like giving out on you, you can use that little locking piece, and it'll keep everything in place. I think I'm not going to use it for right now. Maybe a little bit later. Super cool. It's very. I mean, for the price tag, it's a very expensive controller. It's kind of ridiculous. Respect. I would say they should probably knock $50 off from it, but all right. So get started. Okay, again, Edge and gameplay with the DualSense Edge wireless controller, customizable back buttons, L2 and R2 stop triggers. Yes, it's got the stop triggers on it also, which I don't really use those. I'd rather have full trigger support. Let's see here. FN function buttons for quick access, and then the replaceable stick modules. Now that's the main reason why I was like, okay, I want to pick these up because of the stick modules. And it's because I'm already feeling it on this one too, using it just a little bit. This is the normal regular one that came. This has been in action for like 4 years now, ever since the console came out. This is day one controller. starting to feel that right analog stick starting to get a little loose again. You can feel when you're starting to when they're starting to get kind of loose on you. The outside rim of the analog stick, unless I just worn down those other analog sticks and didn't really realize it, but the outside rim of the analog stick is a little bit higher than what it used to be. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's higher, so you get a little more dip in this in the analog stick to so yeah, that's definitely I like the feel of that. Yeah, it's like I got more of my thumb is in the analog stick. I was complaining about that before, and it's like everything I complained about, it seems like they fixed. I still say this is the best controller. This is like PS5 DualSense, the best controller. I know a lot of people are like, it's too big, it's too bulky, the D-pad sucks or whatever. I think it's the best controller myself. I like it. I use I use the DualSense on everything. All right, customize your controller, change your button assignments according to your preferences. Yeah, so see how this one is showing like you can flip your buttons onto different buttons and everything. Kind of accessibility in that aspect of like if there is for some reason you don't want the X button where the X button usually is, you need it upwards or something, because maybe your fingers just don't work like everyone else's or whatever. You can do that, and I think that's one of the really cool things. I don't know if you have to have this controller or if you can have just a regular controller, but that is something you can do on the PlayStation. You can flip your buttons around. I think that is super cool. Yeah, on the regular controller you can do that. Now I'm thinking about it because I did that with L3 and R3. I flipped them to different buttons and whatnot, or I flipped them around. Okay, so you can adjust the sensitivity of the stick movement for speed and accuracy. Set the input range for the controller sticks in L for better control. Okay, so the dead zone, essentially. That's super cool. Okay, what just happened? I'm stuck in the menu. It won't let me move through the menu. What? Oh, PlayStation button. Boom. Boom. Okay, controller's working just fine now. It was literally the menu. The menu locked it up. Okay, so we are charging the... Hey, get out of here. Accessories. Take the tour, create your custom profile, receive feedback when switching profiles. Oh, okay. Function buttons. Customizable profile, just headphone volume. All right. Here we are. All right, custom profiles. So default profile, FN. Boom. You changed your control. Okay, so it's left end button, function button, plus triangle. Boom. You can, and then you can switch between your different profiles. Stick sensitivity in dead zone. That's cool. So this is left stick. As you can see, it's right on point. That's good. That's cool. They have a literal button check on here. That's awesome. So you can actually see on, so this graph is going to show you just how much pressure you're adding to the stick. And then you can actually adjust the dead zone. So if you want to do the curve of the stick to where you have to kind of pull the analog stick up, a little bit more to, and it's going to drag basically. I actually like to have a very, very fine. So the reason why normally, actually, what you would normally have is a 1% dead zone. Funny that they have 0 on there. So what you end up usually finding is with a 0 dead zone, if you get any gunk on the track or if the pin in the analog stick gets bent whatsoever at all, you are going to start having where that little dot's going to start going downwards a little bit, and if it even goes down 1%, your camera's going to start moving, your character's going to start moving. You're going to have that's stick drift in essence. So yeah, we're just gonna leave that alone. I actually love the dead zone in the PlayStation controllers. I think they've always nailed that. Um, you will have a different dead zone on the PC than on the PlayStation. I definitely have noticed that. So depending on how a PC developer programs the dead zone on the game for the controller, you'll definitely again. Sometimes I say, well, this game was made for PC. It's because the dead zone feels slightly off, and so you have to go in there and like readjust this ever so slightly. Stuff, customizable button assignment, bingo. Okay, so you can do this on the regular controller also, because I actually have my normal. I have a setting already set up for my normal regular controller where I flip the R3 and the L3 when I'm playing shooters, because I don't like it having the R3 have phantom button presses because you get the melee. Or if I flip the melee for the duck and you hit and your R3 button keeps getting pushed in, then you start teabagging and stuff, and it's like while you're trying to shoot, so it messes you up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is, all right, so that's left, right, down there, yeah. What we're gonna do is essentially what I want to do with this, what I've always wanted to do with this, is we're going to assign, where's R3? R3 to that, and we're going to assign L3 to that, and if I can possibly turn on right stick, right stick button, disable. I've waited 4 years to do this. Left stick button, disable. Oh yeah. So now, and also, if you have anything like a Battle Beaver, anything with back pedals on it, highly recommend turn off the buttons on the analog stick. That's like one of the biggest things I hope going forward. If there's a PS5 Pro, there's a PS6 or whatever, make it so there's no more L3 and R3 buttons. Add the little flippers on the back. It's not that hard to manufacture. It's literally not going to cost that like pretty much anything at all. If anything, it'd be like a $2 little piece that you put on. There's a ribbon cable and 2 little plastic bumpers on the back. Because what this is going to do is essentially now, if I'm doing a shooter game or if I'm doing, really anything with L3 and R3, I can't get any more phantom button presses because the button is disabled. That's why I'm saying, like, just take the damn button out of there and just add the buttons on the back. I've been saying this for years. For over a decade I've been saying this. Ever since we came out of the PS3 and the Xbox 360 era, I've been saying, like, just get rid of the L3 and R3 buttons out of the sticks and put them somewhere else. Like right on the back of the controller, that we've always had those little, the Xbox 360 and the PS4 had Elite style controllers. That's like, come on. So yeah, I think we are pretty much all set up. I'm probably just going to leave that just like that. Custom profiles. Oh, because you need to assign it. I see. Rename copy. Oh, wait. Assign profile none. So I guess let's put it on X. There we go. So if I go boop, then it flips it down to... Okay, so if you hold the left function button, it brings up the menu so you know what you're trying to click through and all that stuff. Awesome. And then if I hit the pause button, it'll bring me right back into customize the profile. So if I got any buttons off or anything's not working, I can just boop and bring it right back in here. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, so see, now I can click in on the button. Nothing. So good. So good. And then the back buttons. Oh man, I missed having a controller like this so much. Like I can keep my fingers on buttons. I don't accident. It's not even about keeping my fingers on buttons. It's actually more the sense of like being able to. It's not about holding on like that. It's literally about the sticks, because I hate the L3 and R3 buttons being inside the sticks so much now. Ever since I had that first like Xbox Elite controller, and I was like, oh man, I can just do it here, and I can just disable these. So then I can, when you're in the middle of the fight, you accidentally click these buttons all the time on the sticks. like the L3 and R3 being built into that, because you're trying to, swing the camera around, you accidentally hit that just on instinct. So if you can just disable it and boom, have it on the back right there, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Such a changer on that. And again, if PlayStation was to make this the standard controller going forward, with just like even just cheap little buttons on the back, not saying they need to go like Elite Series for the next console, just a little tweak to it to have that in the back. But the problem is they mass produce the stick modules. Like these stick modules are the same ones that are in the Xbox. They're the same ones that are in pretty much every controller that runs an analog stick. The modules are all the same. So they basically buy them in bulk. And that's the reason why they don't make a change to it. It's unfortunate, but that's a big reason. So I guess for YouTube side of things here, the unboxing part is kind of done.